Right, hello folks. Today we're going to try doing a little drive and check out this new phone mount just to see if it's going to work out. We are going from, this is the centre of the village I live in, known as, this is called Polski Senovets, and we are going to head off along our normal supermarket run to Gorna, Oryahovitsa. You will note that there's quite some nice views in this village. What we're doing is we're driving back down because I just met up with a courier, because they don't come to your house here, they come to the village centre, and we're going to drive past my little house, which is situated on the right here, from the stop sign all the way up to the White House. That's kind of my bit, and it goes back and back. That's my little house, a creamy coloured one with all the spots on. Building something here, don't know what it is. And we head on out of the village. And what we have here is a very warm day. This is about 28 degrees nearly, but it's very close and it's threatening a thunderstorm, so you might well have some entertainment along the way. Who knows? Well, better anyway than my asinine commentary. So anyway, this is really very good quality for a British road, a Bulgarian village road, which, I don't know, says something for the village. It's quite well organised, unlike some others, but I'm not pointing the finger, nor would I. So anyway, all nice and green and overgrown, a lot different to some of the other things I've done. But this is Bulgaria in early summer mode, which is actually very nice. I mean, we get a day like this practically every day. Now I know that's going to piss you off because the weather is shite back home, but anyway, I wish you well, and I hope that it gets better for you all soon. So anyway, here we go. So we're coming up to turn off onto not a very good road at all. A bit of activity down at the methane depot down there. Yeah, they built this methane depot down the road from us, and the idea of that, I think, is that it's there to supply all the plant that they're going to be using on the, you'll see the mount's shaking a bit now, on account of that this road's shit. You'll note me skirting the potholes. Almost reminds you of London, doesn't it? Anyway, well, these potholes are a little more spectacular. These are Balkan potholes, by the way. And it is shaking the phone a bit, so we'll see how this turns out. So what we're doing now is heading south towards Veliko Tarnovo, but we're not going to get there. We'll turn off before we get to Veliko Tarnovo. obligatory railway crossing. Just hold that for a minute while I check up and down the line on account of the fact that I don't want to trust my life to their lights. Yeah, you get a bit sceptical about these things when you live here. Alrighty, so here we are. This is the main road from this is the main road from Romania, and the crossing at Svishdov and Rusa down into central Bulgaria. So there's a lot of commercial traffic on this road. It's soon to be superseded, I think, but that's not happened yet. Like I said, they're still stockpiling all the plant and methane places and all that stuff to do the job. As you can see, quite a lot of commercial traffic. Most of the main roads in Bulgaria like this, it's like 1960s A roads. Oh, this fucking thing's shaking like mad, isn't it? Woo! Turn off for a gas station. Yes, well, keep your eye on the road and don't chitter chatter. I may have to stop in this village briefly and readjust this bloody phone mount, so bear with me a sec. I can see a better way of doing it, but right. Zupi is Skara. But we're not going to stop for soup and snacks. We're going to pull in here. Right. And we're going to rearrange this bloody phone mount. Hey, well, that was exciting, wasn't it? I think it would work better like this. It's obscuring my view just a little, but not too badly. Right. And off we go. Oh, I think that is a mite better, isn't it? Yeah. No, it's not. Oh well. Do you know, I am destined for these things not to work properly, aren't I? Oh, slow down, Ross. Cameras inside, yeah. I don't want to be financing President Borisov's bloody holiday. Right, we are now leaving Petko Kravalovo, which is a ethnic Turkish village with its own mosque. But that was just the edge of it where the snack stop is. So we will cruise at a reasonable speed down this road. It's about 100 kilometers an hour, generally speaking. The actual speed limit's about 90, but if you live here long enough, you realise that most of the speed signs are advisory only. At least that's how people interpret them. Might be interesting to see if I get stopped by the police today. That could be cool. Yeah, well, it cost me 20 lever the last time. No, the time before last, agreed. And the last time they I only wanted to look at my bits and pieces and see if I was street legal, which I am. But then again, I mean, that must be a bonanza for them, because loads and loads of people here drive without licenses even, you know. And I reckon that they caught 15,000 last year driving with no license. So no doubt it's very lucrative for an estate, because that is a very big farm. My 20 lever, by the way, was for forgetting to put my lights on when I left the supermarket. You will notice everybody except me again, Jesus, everybody drives with their lights on. Yeah, they're on now, so I'm now legal. Bloody stupid twat. Right then. Oh yes, here we are, yet another radar shot. This is the truck stop stroke village of Kutsina. Oh, that's something telling me I'm going above the speed limit. So anyway, Kutsina, not much to see. It's very much a truck stop, which a lot of these people don't realise it won't be when they built a new road, which is going to be running parallel but to the east, and it's going to be like, you know, standard motorway. So things are developing in this country. It's like, it kind of happens at its own speed, you know. Anyway, we put our foot down a bit. We have now left the environs of the village. Well, we are now. Come on, Sokolov. See past it, so might as well overtake. Now me, you see, being a retired old git, I've got time to dawdle behind him all day till I get to a more salubrious place to do some overtaking, but many of our Slavonic friends don't have that kind of patience. See, this guy doesn't realise that this road's shit for overtaking until you get to the straight bits, and there are straight bits, but he's got a fished off plate. This road very well. I maybe talk to him out, and he's just a bunker. Oh, here we are. Beautiful and green, and lovely wildflowers on the side of the road. Yeah, don't you love it? We're now passing the turn-off for the ruined ancient city of Nicopolis ad Istrum, which was more of a thing during the time of the Byzantine and classical Roman Empire. That's the turn off there. Never use it. You see, there's a village on the other side of the place called Nikop, and the Khmer, or the mayor of Nikop, ensures that that road there, which goes supposedly directly to the ancient Roman city, is bloody impassable for anything but a tractor. So all the tourists and the coaches have to take the other road and go through Nikop, which of course is good for their cafe and their shops and their bar. This is how it works here. And like fools when people's alive, I took that road to get there. Oh my God. Yeah, I was doing an average about 5 miles an hour and steering all over the road, and even then I was bumping into the most enormous old pudding was about some agricultural product. You see now a sign like that here, that 40 kph, and you noticed underneath it, there was a snowflake and a skiddy bit. Well, basically it's saying it's recommended to do 40 when it's snow and ice. So it's not kind of like an edict like it would have been back home if you'd have seen such a sign. But oh, don't get me wrong, they have speed limits. The speed limit for this road is 90, like I said. When you go to a village, it's about 50. But I usually do less than that when I'm in the centre. Anyway, here we are, nice big long road, and are we going to get past these guys? No. It's not just him, it's the one ahead. There are a couple of big lions there. Oh well, I've got all day. Nice to have you with me too. Next village we come to is called Polski, and that's where we turn off. If you follow this road, you go all the way through to Velikotarnovo, and then you can turn onto the main A road going to Sofia, or you can carry on down through Stara Zagora and marry up with the A1 Trakia highway, which is the kind of like the M1 of Bulgaria that goes right through the middle past Plovdiv, the second city, all the way through to Sofia. But we're, I don't know, about 100 kilometres from there currently, at least. Anyway, we are coming up to yet another camera point, and we will be turning off very shortly. To Gorna, Oryahovitsa. Keep an eye out going through the villages for the stork's nests. Nesting, they've all got young at the moment, and the villages build these things to encourage them to nest, because they're considered very, very lucky for the villages. You know, if you've got no storks, you know, God knows what's going to happen to you, you know, like your cattle will get a murrain, your crops will fail, and the tax man will get you or something. Pretty. Well, this little village is called. This is part of. This is Polski. Like most of these places, they go back from the road. main road tends to skirt them rather than go to the middle like in the UK. So there's not much need for bypasses here. They did it when they had the idea of bypasses when they did the road system, basically. So, whoa, didn't see that. So anyway, you will notice how many of these houses look empty. Many of them are. This is a result of zero population growth. It's why, indeed, it's relatively cheap to buy property here. The main reason being is because most of the young people with disposable incomes don't want to live out here in the sticks because, well, basically there's no work. So they want to either live in the cities or go to the west. Diminish and go into the west. Well, not really. I mean, they obviously do it so that they don't diminish. That's because they're Bulgarians, not elves. Oh God, that was profound, wasn't it? Anyway, coming out of Polykrosa, we step on it a bit and here we are. I need to get a lovely view from here. This is that's the hills leading up to Abanasi, which is a architectural heritage site and kind of old-fashioned village. Ahead of you, you might just be able to see the Soviet period tower blocks of Oryahovitsa, Gorna Oryahovitsa. I never say it right. I keep getting chided by Bulgarians. Gorna Oryahovitsa, I think. There we are. See it? That's where we're going. Well, not that part of it. We're going to be a bit lower down ourselves. We're heading for a supermarket. Isn't that exciting? Not sure which one to go to yet. Here we are in the village of Oryahovitsa. Dropping our speed. Not missing. Don't refresh the bloody stripes much, do they? So often you can't see it till you're upon it. It doesn't help, I've got this bloody phone stuck in front of me. Don't normally have that there. Anyway. Yeah, passing through Oryahovitsa and on towards Gorna Oryahovitsa. This level of traffic is pretty normal for Bulgaria. It's a bit like driving in Britain in the 1960s. Plenty of room for everyone. Hardly any queues. Parking in towns and cities. No, I mean parking where you don't, well, that doesn't mean to say you don't get clamped in time of the way, because that happens to me a lot, as you know. But that's because I'm a dumb cuck, and I have a tendency to ignore no parking signs and think that the sign that says you'll get towed away applies to other people and not me, but it does. See, I mean, you know, you can. You see, I'm brutally honest in these things, aren't I? Yeah, you've got to admit. Right, here we are, over the Lion Bridge, and then up the hill into Gorna. There's just always so much room on the road here, you know. I don't just mean the light traffic, I mean, look at the width of this road, for God's sake. This is quite typical, you get this, it's like, you know, it's because most of them were built so that massive tanks could overtake one another, or could pass in each direction. Bear in mind that a lot of the road system was built when the Russians wanted this country to be their buffer against Turkey, which was a member of NATO. Well, is, isn't it? I don't think so. Anyway, so a lot of the infrastructure was funded and built by the Russians for their purposes, which is why you get these great big wide roads. Nowadays, of course, they're members of NATO, and everything's different. They're now entering the local small town of Gorna Oryahovitsa, where you saw the tower block suburbs up in the tops of the hill. But we're heading for the centre, and we could turn off to the left here and go to Lidl. Fancying Kaufland today. You can't practically go anywhere without being confronted by some massive hillside or vista like this in Bulgaria. I kind of love it. I don't get tired of it. It's like, having lived in London most of my life, my eyes are sort of enjoying being able to see a long way, you know. Anyway, folks, we are now approaching the Gorna Oryahovitsa Kaufland supermarket. And you can see there escutcheon before you. Now wasn't that fun? Oh, where are we going? I think I'm going here. Ooh, that was elegant. That'll do. Well, folks, it's been a real pleasure, and I'll post this on what's that thing, YouTube, and we'll see how we go. We're doing another one soon. Okay, cheers, folks. Bye.